bonsai, Bruce. Oh. How wonderful. And he's brought his beautiful bonsai trees. Yes, there's a little one here. There's a big one there. That's an oak tree in bonsai. Yeah, all right. I'll let you talk about it. You're the professional. So, how long have you been doing bonsai?
20 years plus.
Whoa.
He started when he was a baby.
That's right. You started when you were babies.
30.
Whoa.
Been doing it 30.
Wow, how fascinating. So it'll be over to Bonsai Bruce now, and there'll be questions and answering. So yeah, but we'll let you take it away, Bruce.
I've been in Melbourne here. I live about a mile away in Suntree, and I have 120 bonsai trees right on the golf course. And I had to build a screened-in porch so that people playing golf couldn't walk off the carts and pick up a bonsai and walk away with it. So my bonsais are safe. Rob lives also in Suntree. Rob Kempinski is former president of the World Bonsai Association. So he is a well-known person in bonsai. And he has been president of our club here in Melbourne a number of times, and an expert artist. These 2 trees are his, those 3 are mine. And you can see how beautifully planed his are, and mine are kind of like I've been in bonsai for 21 years. I moved up to Melbourne 12 years ago, and I brought 40 trees then. And I now have 130 trees in my backyard. So I have a 60-foot by 20-foot screened-in porch in my back, and then in my front walkway I have about 25 trees as you walk from my driveway over here and into my house. And it's about to walk from here to that wall.
Wow.
So there's a lot of room for trees.
Like a forest.
So, it's a hobby where you can do anything you want. You can have a few, more, many, and most. So I have a lot, too many, and Rob does also. But it's a great hobby. It keeps you young because you're always on your feet taking care of them, and you're always out watering them, and you have to use the brain power up here to keep you smiling and keep your bonsais alive. And that helps for all of us senior citizens, and I'm a senior citizen, and proud of it. So at least I made it this far. Okay. I guess the first question is, how do you get involved in bonsai? And it's one of those hobbies that is intriguing because there is so much work to it, but it also can go on forever. So it's not a short hobby. It can be a lifetime hobby. And I've been at it for 21 years. Rob's been at it for 30-some years. And as you grow, you grow in knowledge about bonsai. You buy more trees, and you just keep evolving. We are both in the Bonsai Club, Bonsai Society of Brevard, and we meet at the public library once a month. And we have about between 20 and 30 people that attend our meeting every month. And you usually bring 2 or 3 trees, so we have about 30, just between 10 and 30 trees on view every week, every month, once a month.
So I should let you talk, but I know there's so many burning questions. Okay. Are these actually huge trees that you manipulate the roots to show my ignorance on bonsai?
These trees are grown as bonsais.
Okay.
They start out if you put a tree in a pot,
yeah,
it's only going to grow as much as the roots will allow it.
Oh, right.
So in bonsai trees, the art of it is that you can put them in this little tree in this pot, but every so often you have to take them out, maybe once a year, and clip the bottom of the roots so that the tree doesn't start growing up, 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 up.
Okay.
And the roots don't get bigger than the pot.
Okay.
So that's the artistic part of bonsai, is you keep the tree small over many a year by clipping and cutting it. You clip the top to make it look beautiful, and you clip the roots also to keep it small. I brought in some trees from different places. This tree is from the Bahamas.
And what type of tree is that?
It's an Aurelia.
An Aurelia?
Aurelia, yeah, and it
That is
has
to an Aurelia.
tiny little leaves.
No, Bruce, that's a Neo.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is a Neobelcusfolia. You're right. I said the Aurelia.
All right, and what size is the normal leaf on this tree?
That's it. On the normal size.
Yeah.
Probably inch,
Okay.
inch and a half.
They're tiny leaves, very tiny.
They are very tiny. Yeah.
Do you want to see it over there?
Whoa.
This one I've had for, I think, about 7 years. This one probably approaching 8 or 9.
Okay, so they don't go on older than that?
Oh yeah, no, we can keep them alive for 20 or 30 years.
Oh, wow.
All you have to do is every year you have to do maintenance on them and make sure they're fed. You have to fertilize them about twice a year, and they'll tell you when they're hungry. Because they start dropping leaves. If they're not healthy, they're going to say it. They're going to go, whoop.
That's how they talk.
Right. So I guess the question is, how do you get started in bonsai? First of all, you find someone that sells bonsai. Home Depot sells them. I would recommend really buying them there, but there are other bonsai places where you can buy very nice trees, and they will help you, grow them and feed them and everything else. We also have a club here, the Bonsai Society of Brevard. We meet once a month in the public library on the third Saturday of every month, and we have about generally we have 25 people that attend. I think we have about 45 people that are members, but not all of them come every month. So the idea of that is you usually bring 1 or 2 trees to it, show off your trees. You can bring in trees that are not so good and get help for them, and you can also bring in your best ones and quote about them if you want. So I don't think many people do that. They just bring in the trees that they love and show them.
How big is the enthusiasm about bonsai in this town?
In
This one-horse town. Do you have a lot of? Is it something that a lot of people do? Or?
We have 30 to 40 people attend our meeting every month.
That's healthy.
But we've had, in times past, there's been, as much as 50 people attending. But it kind of, like all hobbies, it kind of like goes up and down, and but the general I think is about 25 to 30.
Right.
But what do we have in numbers? 80 something?
Well, I think more general answer to your question is it's a fringe hobby everywhere.
Okay.
Even in Japan, where bonsai comes from, it's not that popular among the mainstream. So, but there are enthusiasts all over.
The second tree here, is that a mimosa?
This one?
Mm-hmm.
No, this is a bald cypress.
That's the bonsai.
That's the bald cypress, yeah.
And the next
Question
one?
back there, Bruce.
Oh, I should get.
Question back there.
I'll get another mic.
Yes, sir.
The maple trees, do they turn color in the fall? And
A maple tree is a maple tree. It will do that. The bonsai tree will do everything that one does.
What a
Do you have
great
any
question.
maple? Do you have any maple flowers?
So they
We don't
turn
have
different
any-
colours in autumn.
I don't think they grow here I think it's too hot for a maple tree.
Yeah, for Japanese maple, they won't grow in Florida. We only have one native maple in it, the red maple. They're all around, but they don't do well in a bonsai pot.
what if you have them inside?
Let Bruce answer that.
No, none of our bonsais are inside other than for show. So bonsais grow because they like sunlight, So they have to have sunlight to live. These lights aren't going to produce what they need to grow. Can be at certain trees, you know.
How do you get them to move? I mean, to make a different design? Do you wire them or something?
Yes. You shape the tree by wiring.
Wow.
But you have to be very careful of wiring, because if you leave wire on too long, the tree will grow around the wire, and it'll grow right. It'll absorb it almost. You know? It'll cover up if you don't take care of it.
These are fantastic questions. Kitty, yes.
You said you cut the roots. How do you know which roots to cut?
Is there a main root that you don't cut?
It's pretty easy when you, for instance, if you were to take that tree out,
Okay.
pick it up, there are going to be roots that are hitting the bottom and turned and gone that way for maybe 3 inches. I mean,
Okay.
not now, but if I left it that way, okay? So if I left that for, say, 9 months without looking at it, the roots are going to hit the ground, hit the bottom, and then they're going to turn. They're going to keep growing, and pretty soon, if you don't watch, you're going to have spaghetti in there, right? And everything's going to be twisted and turned, and the bottom of it, the bottom half an inch is going to be nothing but roots, and with nothing to grow from, because it's using all of the substance. They don't everything you put in there for water and soil and fertilizer is not even going to get there. It's going to be used up before it gets there.
What
So
are they
you have
planted
to-
in? What is it planted in? Is it soil?
It's planted in well, we call it bonsai soil, but bonsai soil is the makeup of usually 2 or 3 different kinds of rock that are of different size, so that you have, because all the roots aren't the same size. You know, there's thin ones, and they get thicker and that. So the bigger trees, you use bigger rocks, and the smaller trees, you use tinier rocks. So you can imagine that's norm. But
Now, these won't grow anymore. You're too little.
It will not what?
grow
Won't
anymore.
grow anymore.
Oh, it grows continuously.
Yeah.
In fact, Bruce, pick up the agribus and show them the very bottom.
Oh, how interesting.
You see some roots coming out of the hole? So I grow that one in a bigger pot. I keep it in that little pot, but then I set it in a bigger pot.
Do these trees still try to reproduce?
Yes. By making flowers. That's what a flower is. It's a sex organ of a tree.
Well, I understand that, but do they drop their leaves? Do they drop their flowers? How do they?
They do whatever a tree does, yeah, if you don't prune the flowers off. I mean, Bruce, you ever had a flower in your bottle brush? The needles make little flowers on little fruit. I don't know if right now they should have some on it. Bruce, does yours have any?
No, I've just recently
Pruned it.
Yeah.
So we're typically pruning the flowers off, unless it's an azalea or bougainvillea. Then you let it make flowers for the show.
Sorry,
Yeah.
forgive me. If I take this away, can you do some clipping for us?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So I'll trim some of it. What you want to see is sort of like a condensed ham. You know, when you look at a tree. So I haven't done any clipping on this. So if I were to clip this, I would get to make a dome like this up here. Okay. So that you make.
By the way, goodbye flowers. Because on that tree, the flowers grow at the end of an extension shoot, just like a crepe myrtle. If you ever seen a crepe myrtle, the flowers are always on the edge of the tree.
Right.
When you trim like that, you're cutting the flower buds off.
Right. So I'll just take a few of them, and now you can see that you're just cutting down a little bit to make it look like a smaller cone.
Would you be able to plant those?
I throw them away.